Good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. This week, Canada hosted the G7 summit in Kananaskis, Alberta, and as chair, I focused on strengthening international partnerships with leading nations around the table to find areas of cooperation on shared priorities. À nouveau, le monde entier a pu voir la valeur de ce forum. De nombreuses discussions franches et ouvertes ont lieu entre les nations qui façonnent l'économie mondiale. Nous avons trouvé un accord pour bâtir des économies plus fortes en rendant le monde plus sécuritaire, en promouvant la sécurité énergétique et encourageant les partenariats de l'avenir. Nous avons quitté Kananaskis avec de nouvelles opportunités pour le Canada sur les minéraux critiques avec d'autres pays, sur l'intelligence artificielle, sur les chaînes d'approvisionnement, le commerce et bien plus encore. Now, Canadian leadership will be defined not just by the strength of our values, but also by the value of our strength. The world wants to do much more, and work much more closely with Canada, and we're ready. Now, on Monday morning, I, with colleagues, met with President Trump to discuss international priorities as part of the G7, but also to further negotiate a new economic and security partnership between Canada and the United States. And as we've said repeatedly, we'll take all the time we need to get the best deal for Canada, but no longer. And seeing progress that's been made, President Trump and I agreed to pursue negotiations towards a deal within the coming 30 days. We'll continue these negotiations, of course, in good faith. In parallel, we must reinforce our strength at home and safeguard Canadian workers and businesses from the unjust U.S. tariffs that exist at present. And that's why we're announcing that Canada will be introducing a series of countermeasures to protect Canadian steel and aluminum workers and producers. And there's several, and I'm going to list them. First, Canada will adjust its existing counter-tariffs on U.S. steel and aluminum products on the 21st of July, at the end of that 30-day period, in other words. We're going to adjust them to levels consistent with the progress that's made at that point on the broader trading arrangements with the United States. Secondly, we will implement reciprocal procurement rules, ensuring that only Canadian producers and producers from trading partners that provide Canada with tariff-free reciprocal access through trade agreements can compete for federal government procurement of steel and aluminum. Troisièmement, le gouvernement établira de nouveaux quotas tarifaires de 100% sur les niveaux d'importation de produits d'acier de 2024 en provenance de pays pour stabiliser le marché canadien et d'empêcher un détournement commercial dommageable suite aux actions prises par les États-Unis. Ce quota seront appliqués réactivement et seront réexaminés dans les 30 jours. Quatrièmement, le gouvernement adoptera des mesures tarifaires supplémentaires au cours des prochaines semaines pour s'attaquer aux risques associés à la surcapacité mondiale persistante et au commerce déloyal dans les secteurs de l'acier et de l'aluminium qui sont exacerbés par les mesures américaines. Les mesures canadiennes s'appliqueront selon le principe du pays de fond et de coulage pour l'acier et du pays de fusion et de moulage pour l'aluminium. The Government of Canada will also review its remission framework for automobiles to favor the use of Canadian steel and aluminum in Canadian-made products. And finally, we're creating two government stakeholder task forces, one for steel, one for aluminum, to monitor trade and market trends and to better support government decision-making and workers going forward. Remind that the $10 billion large enterprise tariff loan facility remains open to help affected businesses access the liquidity they need and to return to financial resilience as the market stabilizes. In short, the government is responding to the impact of the unjust U.S. tariffs with multiple tools. We will review our response as the negotiations progress. I'll be meeting with the premiers of the provinces and territories tomorrow to discuss this response and our broader coordination going forward. The next week, I will attend the Canada-EU Summit, as well as the NATO Summit, as part of Canada's new government's mission to strengthen and build security and economic partnerships with reliable partners. And this week, in this House, the Parliament has the opportunity to pass the core of our domestic economic response, the One Canadian Economy Act, because together, we as Canadians can give ourselves far more than the Americans can ever take away. Steel and aluminum workers are on the front lines of this trade crisis. These are the workers who will help us build one strong Canadian economy, the strongest economy in the G7. Alors, nous les protégerons, ainsi que leurs familles, et nous le ferons avec urgence et détermination.